The night was quiet, too quiet. Across Earth, people were sleeping, driving, talking, or staring at their phones. No one felt it coming. No one heard it arrive. Then, in one single moment, everything changed. Every screen on Earth went black. Phones, television, computers, billboards, satellites. Everything stopped at the same time. Planes lost signals. Cars slowed. Hospitals froze. The world held its breath. Then the screens turned on again. A dark sky filled every display. Stars that no human had ever seen burned cold and bright. Slowly, a shape moved forward. It was massive, larger than any ship humans had built, larger than cities. Then a voice spoke. It was deep, calm, cold. It did not shout. It did not rush. And that made it far more frightening. People of Earth, the voice said, this is not a message. This is a command. All over the world, people stopped moving. Children cried. Adults stared. Soldiers reached for weapons that suddenly felt very small. You have been observed, the voice continued. You've been judged. Your planet now belongs to the Dominion. The word meant nothing to humans, but the tone said everything. You have 48 hours, the voice said. Surrender your governments. Power down all weapons. Offer no resistance. A symbol appeared on every screen. A countdown began. 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. 47 hours, 59 minutes, and 58 seconds. If you obey, the voice said, your species will be allowed to exist under control. The voice paused. If you resist, it said, Earth will be erased. The screens went dark. Silence returned, but the world was no longer the same. Within minutes, panic spread like fire. Cities filled with noise. Sirens screamed. People ran without knowing where to go. Governments tried to speak, but no one was listening. News channels replayed the message again and again. The countdown burned in everyone's mind. In the skies above major cities, shapes began to appear. They were not attacking. They were not moving fast. They simply hovered, huge, silent, and patient. They were watching. Inside government buildings, leaders argued. Some shouted for war. Others begged for peace. Many said the same thing in quiet voices. We can't win. The aliens had not fired a single shot, and already Earth felt defeated. Military experts studied the ships. No heat signs. No known engines. No weak points. Every weapon test failed before it even reached them. Missiles shut down. Drones fell from the sky. The aliens had planned as well. Across the galaxy, the message was being broadcast. Other species watched Earth's reaction. Some laughed. Some felt pity. Many had surrendered the same way long ago. To them, humans looked small, but not everyone on Earth panicked. In a quiet room deep underground, far from cameras and crowds, a small group of people watched the countdown in silence. They did not shout. They did not argue. They listened. One of them, a man with tired eyes and a calm face, finally spoke. They gave us 48 hours, he said. Yes, someone replied. To surrender. He shook his head slowly. No, he said. To decide who we are. The group understood. Humans had been threatened before. Not by aliens, but by nature, by war, by themselves. Humans had faced extinction many times. And every time, they survived not because they were strongest, but because they adapted. Above Earth, the alien commanders observed calmly. Their scanners showed fear, chaos, and division, exactly as expected. Human surrender probability, 97%. One officer reported. The commander did not look away from the planet. Primitive species, the commander said. They always break. They did not notice a small change. Across Earth, something strange was happening. Old enemies stopped fighting. Borders stopped matching. Signals moved in silence, hidden from alien scans. Not weapons. Not ships. Ideas. Humans were not preparing to attack. They were preparing to think. As the countdown continued, the aliens waited for fear to finish its work. They did not know one simple truth. Fear had never made humans weak. It made them dangerous. And as the timer reached 47 hours, Earth did not beg. Earth began to plan. The countdown did not stop. Across Earth, the red numbers burned in the minds of every human. 46 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. 46 hours, 59 minutes, and 58 seconds. The alien ship stayed still in the sky, like silent gods. They did not attack. They did not move closer. They waited, confident that fear would do the work for them. Inside the massive flagship above Earth, the alien commanders observed calmly. Huge screens showed live images from the planet. Crowded streets, crying families, angry protests, broken governments. This species is collapsing faster than expected, one officer said. The commander nodded. Fear always wins. Far beyond Earth, the message was spreading. Across the galaxy, thousands of worlds watched the same broadcast. Earth's image appeared in alien halls, councils, and war rooms. The countdown floated above the blue planet like a death mark. Some species laughed. They still believe in freedom. One alien mocked. Others shook their heads. They will surrender like the rest. Many races had once stood where Earth now stood. Many had fought. Many had begged. All had lost. To the galaxy, humans were nothing special. Just another loud, divided species reaching too far into space. On Earth, leaders tried to take control. Emergency meetings failed. Governments blamed each other. Old wars restarted with words, if not weapons. Some leaders prepared surrender messages, hoping to save themselves. But the people did not trust them anymore. In cities, strangers helped strangers. Soldiers ignored broken orders and protected civilians. Scientists, engineers, and hackers disappeared from public view, moving to places no camera could see. The alien scanners focused on weapons. They missed everything else. Deep underground, the small human group continued their work. Screens glowed softly in the dark room. No countdown was displayed here. A woman with sharp eyes spoke quietly. They are broadcasting everything. Yes, another replied. They want the galaxy to watch us fail. The tired-eyed man nodded. Good, he said. Let them watch. They were not building ships. They were not charging weapons. Humans knew they could not outgun the aliens. Not now. Not ever. So they chose another path. Across the planet, humans shared knowledge faster than ever before. Old systems were connected. Forgotten technology was pulled from storage. Code written decades ago was rewritten overnight. Humans did what they always did under pressure. They adapted. Above Earth, an alien officer noticed something strange. Commander, he said, human military activity is low. No launch signals? The commander asked. No, the officer said. No preparation for attack. No surrender signals either. The commander frowned slightly. That was unusual. What are they doing? The officer asked. The commander watched the planet carefully. They are waiting, he said. They believe time will save them. He allowed himself a small smile. Time had never saved anyone. On Earth, rumors spread among the people. Some said the aliens would destroy the planet, no matter what. Others believed surrender was the only choice. Fear pressed down on everyone like a heavy weight. But something else moved beneath the fear. Hope. Not loud hope. Not foolish hope. Quiet hope. The kind built on effort. In a hidden facility, a young technician stared at her screen. It worked, she whispered. Signals bounced through old satellites, undersea cables, and abandoned stations. They did not reach the alien ships. They reached something else. Human-made systems. Human-controlled networks. Human minds. No single leader gave the order. No single nation took control. Humanity moved together without asking permission. In space, the alien commander received another report. Countdown at 42 hours, the officer said. Still no surrender. The commander's eyes narrowed. Increased psychological pressure. At that moment, every screen on Earth turned on again. The alien voice returned, colder than before. Your time is wasting, it said. Your resistance is meaningless. The voice paused and added something new. We had destroyed worlds stronger than yours. The images changed. Planets burned. Cities turned to ash. Species vanished into dust. People screamed. Some fell to their knees. But others watched carefully. They noticed something the aliens did not expect. The images were old, recorded. The aliens were showing power, but not using it. Back in the underground room, the man with tired eyes smiled for the first time. "They want us afraid," he said, "because they don't want to fight." The woman looked at him. "Are you sure?" He nodded. "If they could erase us easily, they already would have." The countdown continued. 41 hours. Above Earth, the alien commander felt something unfamiliar. Doubt. The galaxy watched and waited for Earth to surrender. But Earth was not kneeling. Earth was learning. And somewhere between fear and time, humanity was becoming something the galaxy had never planned for. The countdown reached 40 hours. 40 hours. The number hung over Earth like a shadow. Yet the planet did not burn. No cities fell. No weapons fired. The alien ships remained still, watching and waiting. Inside the flagship, the mood began to change. Human surrender probability has dropped. An officer reported. Now 72%. The commander turned slowly. "Explain." "They are coordinating," the officer said. "Not militarily. Digitally. Intellectually." The commander studied the data. Signals flashed across human networks. Fast, complex, and quiet. No single center. No clear leader. Annoying. Primitive cooperation, the commander said. It will not save them. On Earth, the world felt different. The panic was still there, but it no longer controlled everything. People worked together without orders. Engineers shared power. Doctors stayed awake for days. Old enemies shared food, tools, and information. Humans were not united by hope. They were united by refusal. In a deep research bunker, screens showed patterns that no alien scanner could understand. Humans were using old systems, radio waves, analog signals, forgotten machines. Things the aliens had ignored because they looked weak. A young engineer spoke softly. "They don't watch the old channels." "Good," the woman replied. "Then we stay there." Humanity's weapon was not a bomb. It was unpredictability. The aliens had conquered hundreds of worlds. They understood fear. They understood power. They understood surrender. They did not understand humans. Above Earth, alien ships adjusted position slightly. It was the first movement since their arrival. Cities below went silent, expecting fire. Nothing happened. Inside the flagship, the commander watched the planet closely. "They are wasting their last hours," he said. An officer hesitated. "Commander, some of our systems are experiencing delays." "Delays?" the commander asked. "Minor," the officer said. "Navigation updates taking longer. Sensor refresh slower." The commander waved it away. Human interference is impossible. On Earth, the underground group watched their screens. "It's starting," the tired-eyed man said. They were not hacking weapons. They were studying habits. Alien systems followed perfect rules. Humans did not. Tiny adjustments, small timing changes, simple logic loops, nothing violent, nothing obvious, just enough to create confusion. The galaxy continued to watch. Commentators mocked Earth's silence. Analysts predicted surrender within hours. Some even turned away, bored by the lack of explosions. They did not see what was happening behind the scenes. As the countdown hit 36 hours, the alien sent another message. "Your silence confirms your defeat," the voice said. "Prepare for compliance." On Earth, no one replied. Instead, something unexpected happened. Human satellites, old, broken, forgotten, came back online. Not many, just enough. Above Earth, one alien ship drifted slightly off position. The officer noticed. "Commander, our formation is uneven." The commander frowned. "Correct it." "It's not responding immediately," the officer said. The delay was less than a second, but it should have been 0. On Earth, a technician smiled for the first time in days. "It worked," she whispered. The woman beside her did not celebrate. "Keep going," she said. "Slow and steady." Humans were not trying to win fast. They were trying to be annoying. Every hour, alien systems lost tiny pieces of perfection. Small errors stacked on small errors. Nothing dangerous. Nothing that justified an attack, but enough to create doubt. Inside the flagship, the commander stared at the data. "Why are our systems compensating?" he asked. The officer swallowed. "Unknown cause." The commander's fingers tightened. Humans were still not attacking. That was the most disturbing part. As the countdown reached 30 hours, the commander realized something uncomfortable. The humans were not afraid of time. They were using it. And for the first time since the invasion began, the alien commander asked a question no one had ever asked before. What if this species is not weak? Below, Earth continued its silent work. No weapons, no surrender, only patience. The countdown reached 28 hours. 28 hours. From the surface of Earth, the alien ships still looked calm and perfect, but inside them, order was starting to crack. "Commander," an officer said carefully, "system synchronization is unstable." The commander turned slowly. "Define unstable." "Our fleets are responding out of sequence," the officer replied. "Minor delays, minor errors, but increasing." The commander stared at the data. This was impossible. Their technology had never failed like this, not once in thousands of conquests. "It must be environmental interference," the commander said. But deep down, he knew that was a lie. On Earth, the underground room buzzed softly. Screens showed clean lines of data, human-made and human-controlled. No one smiled. No one cheered. They stayed focused. "They are adjusting," the woman said. "They feel it now." "Good," the tired-eyed man replied. "Let them adjust." Humans were not breaking alien systems. They were forcing them to think too much. Alien technology relied on perfection. Humans relied on flexibility. That difference was growing dangerous. Above Earth, one of the smaller alien ships drifted too close to another. Automatic systems corrected it, but not fast enough. The ships did not crash, but the near mistake sent a ripple through the fleet. People on the ground saw it. For the first time, the ships did not look like gods. They looked unsure. Social networks exploded. Videos spread. Fear cracked. And something else slipped through. Hope. Inside the flagship, alarms chimed softly. Not warnings, but notices. Adjustments. Corrections. Too many of them. The commander clenched his jaw. "Increase system priority," he ordered. The officer hesitated. "Commander," doing so may cause further delays. Silence filled the room. Delays were unacceptable. Before the commander could respond, another officer spoke. "Incoming message from Earth." The room froze. The commander's eyes narrowed. On screen, a simple black background appeared. No symbol. No threats. No fear. White human text appeared. "We hear you." Nothing more. The commander stared at the message. It was not a surrender. It was not a challenge. It was acknowledgement. That unsettled him more than any weapon. On Earth, people watched the message replay across the world. Some did not understand it. Others felt its weight. Humans were no longer silent. They were speaking on their own terms. As the countdown reached 24 hours, the alien commander made a decision. "Begin intimidation maneuver," he ordered. Minimal force. A single alien ship moved lower into Earth's atmosphere. Clouds parted around it. The sky darkened beneath its shadow. Cities below fell silent. Inside the ship, systems prepared to fire a warning blast. Nothing lethal, just enough to remind humans of their place. The command was given. Nothing happened. The weapon systems paused, just for a fraction of a second. Then they shut down. The room erupted in confusion. "Commander!" "Weapon response failure." "Reset systems." "They're not responding." The ship drifted, powerless, surrounded by its own silence. On Earth, the underground room went still. The tired-eyed man leaned forward. "That's new," he said. The woman checked her screen. "We didn't touch weapons." "No," he agreed. "We touched assumptions." Above Earth, The powerless ship slowly corrected itself and pulled back, systems rebooting. The damage was small. The message was not. The alien commander's calm cracked. "This species," he said slowly, "is interfering beyond expectations." For the first time, the alien fleet felt something they had never felt above a conquered world: vulnerability. The galaxy watched in confusion. Analysts stopped laughing. Commentators went quiet. Something was wrong. Earth had not fired a single shot, and yet the invasion had stalled. As the countdown reached 22 hours, one truth became clear to both sides. The aliens had expected fear. They had not expected resistance without violence. And they had not expected humans to learn this fast. Below, Earth waited not to surrender, but to continue. The countdown fell to 20 hours. 20 hours. Above Earth, the alien fleet no longer felt untouchable. Ships held position, but their movements were cautious now, measured. The perfect order they trusted had faded into careful control. Inside the flagship, tension filled the command room. Human interference is spreading, an officer reported. Not aggressive, not direct, but persistent. The commander stood in silence, staring at the blue planet below. "Explain how a pre-warp species is doing this," he said. The officer swallowed. "They are not matching our technology," he said. "They are avoiding it." That was the moment the commander began to understand. Humans were not trying to fight like aliens. They were fighting like humans. On Earth, fear had changed shape. It was still there, but it no longer ruled everything. People were tired, but focused. Streets were quieter. Power stayed on. Hospitals worked. Systems held. Humanity was adapting under pressure, something it had practiced for centuries. In the underground room, the tired-eyed man spoke to the group. "Aliens fear chaos," he said. "We grew up in it." The woman nodded. "They want clean outcomes," she said. "We survived messy ones." Human history was filled with disasters, wars, plagues, collapses. Humans learned to rebuild with broken tools. They learned to think sideways when straight paths failed. The aliens had not studied that. Above Earth, the commander ordered deeper scans of human behavior. "What drives them?" he asked. Data filled the screens. Human conflicts. Human cooperation. Human stubbornness. One pattern stood out. Humans did not stop when they should. They don't surrender when logic says they must. An officer said quietly. The commander felt something cold settle inside him. That makes them dangerous. The galaxy was starting to notice. Commentary shifted from mockery to concern. Other species leaned closer to their screens. Earth was still alive, still resisting, still thinking. And the humans had not even attacked yet. As the countdown reached 18 hours, the alien fleet attempted a full systems reset. For a moment, everything felt stable again. Then the delays returned. Small, quiet, constant. The commander slammed his hand on the console. "Find the source." "We cannot," an officer replied. "There is no single source." The truth was simple. Human resistance was everywhere. On Earth, humans used old tech, broken paths, forgotten rules. They used cooperation without command, creativity without permission. There was no switch to turn off. A new message arrived from Earth. Short, clear. "We are still here." The commander stared at it longer than the first. As the countdown hit 16 hours, the alien leader made another mistake. He tried to threaten humanity's pride. "You are insignificant." The alien voice broadcast. "Your history is violence. Your future is control." On Earth, people listened. And then they laughed. Not loudly, not in joy, in recognition. Humans knew their history was violent. They knew their flaws. They had never claimed to be perfect. But they were still here. The tired-eyed man smiled faintly. "They think shame weakens us," he said. The woman replied, "It reminds us why we survive." Above Earth, the commander realized too late. Humans did not believe they were superior. They believed they were persistent. And persistence was harder to defeat than power. As the countdown reached 15 hours, alien support from other species began to fade. Observers pulled back. Allies hesitated. No one wanted to anger a species that refused to break. Earth had not won, but it had changed the game. And the galaxy was starting to fear the species that would not bow. The countdown dropped to 12 hours. 12 hours. Above Earth, the alien fleet still filled the sky, but its power no longer felt absolute. Ships kept more distance now. Movements were slower. Careful. Inside the flagship, the command room was quiet in a way the alien commander had never experienced. No confidence. No certainty. Reports arrived one after another. Observer fleets are withdrawing. Trade allies have paused support. Several species are requesting neutrality. The commander turned sharply. Explain. They are afraid, an officer said. Not of us. Of the humans. Silence followed. Across the galaxy, the story had changed. This was supposed to be a lesson, a short show of power. Another weak world forced to kneel. Instead, Earth had become a warning. Other species watched how humans reacted under impossible pressure. No begging, no worship, no blind attacks, just adaptation. They remembered their own pasts, how they had surrendered quickly, hoping to survive. Humans had chosen another path. On Earth, the underground room felt the shift before anyone else. They're pulling back, the woman said, watching deep space data. Galaxy traffic is changing. The tired-eyed man nodded. They don't want to be next. Humans were not trying to scare the galaxy, but the galaxy was learning something terrifying. If humans could do this while cornered, what could they do if given time? Above Earth, the alien commander made contact with his superiors. The response came cold and sharp. And this quickly. The commander understood what that meant. He looked at Earth again, the oceans, the clouds, the fragile surface that refused to break. For the first time, doubt became fear. As the countdown reached 10 hours, a new message appeared across Earth's skies. Not a threat, a question. State your terms. People froze. Leaders stared. Soldiers lowered weapons they had never fired. In the underground room, no one celebrated. The tired-eyed man closed his eyes for a moment. They don't understand, he said. Understand what? The woman asked. That this was never about terms. Earth responded, not with demands, not with anger, only words. We will not surrender. The galaxy held its breath. Above Earth, alien officers panicked. Commander! Their response lacks negotiation structure. They are rejecting the premise, another said. The commander stared at the message, his mind racing. Humans were not asking to rule. They were demanding respect. At 8 hours, the alien fleet began to reposition away from Earth, not retreating, but no longer advancing. The galaxy noticed. That movement echoed louder than any weapon. Earth had forced an empire to hesitate. As the countdown reached 6 hours, the commander made his final decision. Request ceasefire, he ordered. The word felt heavy, unthinkable. On Earth, the message arrived quietly. Ceasefire proposed. People cried, hugged, collapsed from exhaustion. But deep underground, the group stayed still. This isn't over, the woman said. No, the tired-eyed man replied. But it will never be the same. Above Earth, the alien commander watched his fleet pull back. He finally understood the mistake they had made. They had measured humans by strength. They should have measured them by endurance. As the countdown ticked past 5 hours, it no longer mattered. Earth had not surrendered. The galaxy had. The countdown now ticked into the final hours. 2 hours. The alien fleet had stopped its advance completely. Ships hovered silently, waiting, but not attacking. For the first time in history, a planet had forced hesitation in the Dominion. On Earth, cities were exhausted but alive. The panic had faded. Streets buzzed with quiet energy, not fear. Humans were still working, still thinking, still surviving. Inside the underground room, the tired-eyed man stood before the group. They think they're the masters of the galaxy, he said. But they haven't met our kind yet. The woman nodded. They wanted fear. They wanted surrender. They got something else. From above, the alien commander spoke one last time. You will remain for now. His voice broadcast across every screen. But know this, your species is noted. You have earned caution. Humans did not cheer. They did not celebrate loudly. They absorbed the words. They had survived not through firepower, but through courage, patience, and unity. Across the galaxy, news of Earth's refusal spread like wildfire. Scholars, leaders, and soldiers took note. A single world, cornered and underestimated, had refused to bow, and that simple act changed galactic perspectives forever. People on Earth began rebuilding in small ways. Infrastructure repaired. Communication networks restored. But something new had emerged, not just relief, but pride. Humans realized they had faced annihilation and stood tall. The tired-eyed man turned to his team. History will remember this, he said. Not because we fought, not because we destroyed, but because we refused to surrender. That is our strength. The countdown hit midnight, but no flash of weapons, no scream of engines, only silence. Earth had endured. Humanity had triumphed. Not over aliens, but over fear that the universe had expected them to accept. In the skies, alien ships slowly departed. The Dominion would not strike today. Not because humans were weak, but because humans were unpredictable, adaptable, and unbreakable. The woman looked out at the night sky. We made them respect us, she whispered. The tired-eyed man smiled faintly. More than respect. We made them cautious. We became a warning. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Fire they gave Earth 48 hours to surrender, and humanity gave the galaxy a warning.